What's going on, guys? I'm back with another one. And I just watched a movie called Fantastic Four First Steps. I get it. First steps like the baby, like the child they are going to have. Right. Right. Starring Pedro Pascal. Of course. He's in everything. Julia Garner. And Vanessa Kirby. First of all, Fantastic Four has had a lot of entries, a lot of chances, a lot of tries. They had one in the 90s.
Never came out.
Goofy one in the 90s. They had two in the 2000s. They had one, unfortunately, in the 2010s that we don't like to talk about at all. Never. And now they have one in the 2020s. Will they ever get it right? That's the question. Are they going to get it right? We need to know. Will this be the one? Because it is getting down to its last rope. We didn't think they were going to do it again. Okay? Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Fantastic Four, for those who don't know, for those who are not aware, let's not play around there, man. If you don't know, and I'm not even gonna go to those other scenarios I usually go to, then you need help. You need help, and I'm not judging. I'm not judging. You know, it's rough out there. It's rough. I know. You can lose your mind any day, but you need help right now. If you don't know about this movie, you really do. It's sad that you don't. Okay. Yeah. Fantastic Four, pretty much, we're already well acquainted with the whole team by now. All right, by this time, they already know these guys. They're celebrities. Everybody's loving them, kissing their butts. All right, they're kissing babies, shaking hands, all that. Starring in commercials, got their own cartoon. And then one quiet day, or quiet night, Silver Surfer decides to land down on Earth and tell everybody they can kiss their asses goodbye. All right, y'all can all kiss your butts goodbye, because my boy Galactus is about to come through and eat you like a box of cereal. He's not even gonna pour you in a bowl. He's just gonna eat you out of the box. It's that disrespectful. Okay, it's that crazy. So now Fantastic Four has to gather together their thoughts and collect their minds and figure out how are they going to get rid of Galactus? How are they going to stop him? And then he wants something else. He wants something else. He wants the baby. He wants the kid. Okay, he wants that kid. So they definitely can't let him do this. They can't let him get away with this. They got to stop this man, this thing, this 1,000 feet anomaly, whatever it is. And that's the plot for this movie. All right. Positives. The throwback look. I loved it. I love the throwback look of this movie. It was the whole 1920s, 30s, 60s vibe going on there. Yeah, I that entire thing was something about that. Just, you know, it's an old school group, right? They're one of the first in Marvel, besides the original X-Men team. One of the oldest teams. So of course, they're not going to be in the 80s or the 90s. It's the 60s, I think. I think it's the 60s. I want to say it's the 60s. I don't want to get this inaccurate, but yes, they're in there doing the doo-wops and all that, and the Barber Quartet songs, and yeah, with the little process in their hair. That's the whole era they're in, and it just felt right. It felt right. That whole vibe, that whole old school vibe was nice to see in this movie. It was very nice. I think they picked the right choice going that route. Obviously. Okay. Another positive. This film had me completely and utterly invested, emotionally invested. Okay, with the stakes as high as they were, with their baby being threatened, like he was. The fact that they had to make the decision, well, I'm not going to give this kid up. So how are we going to do this?
Decisions.
If I give the kid up, if I give it up, that's going to make us look like bad parents. We're going to look like bad parents if we give up our kid. All right, we can't do this. But if we don't give up our kid, everybody on earth looks at us like we're the a-holes. We're the a-holes. We're going to be hated forever.
Eat boogers.
Because we put this whole world in danger. So that weight upon them, you could feel it. You could feel the weight. They were wondering how they're going to lift this up off themselves. What were they going to do? And we know Mr. Reed Richard is smart enough to think of a plan. But is it going to work? Is it going to work? All that was building up. All that frustration and not knowing what to do, it built up very fast. And you could feel that in the movie. You could feel that when you're watching this, man. The emotion, the anger, the different stages of confusion or just panic. Because this is insane. This is insane. And so, yeah, you felt that in every character too. And there's also a whole argument between Reed Richards and his wife about just the way that Reed Richards is. We know how he is. We know how uninvolved he can be sometimes in other people's problems in life. And he's in his own head. We're going to get into that too. We're going to get into that later on about how Reed Richards is in his own head, because that's very interesting. But yeah, because Reed Richards is the way he is, that caused a lot of anger in Miss Invisible there. She already knows how he is. That's what confused me. You already know how this man is. So if he says a certain thing that seems kind of antisocial like, then you should not be shocked. You wouldn't think you'd be shocked. This man's just trying to go through all the possibilities. That's all he's trying to do. That's all he's trying to do. Don't trip. Don't trip. Miss Invisible, don't trip on that. Please don't. But I digress. Another one. The Rogue Gallery and the cartoon.
It's clobbering time.
Was strong nostalgia. Very strong nostalgia in the movie. When they begin the movie off, when they started off, and they're kind of giving you a recap of what these heroes have already done and what they've accomplished, they show all the many different villains that they've been through already, that they've gone through already. All right. And while they're showing this, anybody who's, just a Marvel comic fan, period, you ain't got to be a Fantastic Four fan. Just the fact that some of these characters that they're fighting was exciting for me. The guy with the gorillas, that was crazy. There's others. I think Gravity Man was in there too. Or Molecule Man, and Graviton. I think they were mentioned as well. But a lot of top tier Fantastic Four villains were mentioned. They were name dropped and shown quickly throughout the movie. Especially Mole Man. Mole Man was hilarious. He's played by this certain actor. I forgot his name, but I've seen him something else not too long ago. But this guy, every time he's in a movie, he brings it. No matter who he plays, it's him, and he stands out, and you can't forget that character. And I can't forget Mole Man, because Mole Man, he was He was roasting the whole team when they came in.
Ugly ass kids.
I mean, he was cool with them by this time, but he was still roasting the Fantastic Four, and it cracked us all up in that theater. I swear, I didn't expect him to say the things that he was saying, because he was really going in on Johnny Storm. It's something he said about Johnny Storm that, I think it's what everybody was thinking. It's what everybody was thinking. And he could have got a little worse with that, but PG-13. So what can you do? But yeah, that was just showing those villains, those key villains in the movie, was priceless, in my opinion. All right. And then they had the cartoon that they would show from time to time, and they try to get the thing to say it's clover time and all that crap. And that brought me back to the old school Fantastic Four cartoons that they used to show in real life. And they decided to make that a thing in this universe, that it actually was a thing. And Human Torch and Mr. Fantastic and Miss Invisible, all that was really going on in this universe. Okay? And it just makes you think about the old times, and nostalgia kicks in. And it really works in that manner. All right. So that was a definite plus, a big plus in the movie. Okay. Another positive. Or should I say my last positive? Pedro Pascal actually worked as Mr. Fantastic.
Get the hell out of here.
I can't believe I'm saying this too. Because I'm really tired of seeing him. We all are. Well, I know. He's in everything. Man, he was just in Eddington, which I might do later on. He was just in that. He just pops up in any movie he wants to. Like, he can teleport anytime he wants. Okay? Next thing you know, he'll be in a new episode of Power for no reason. But in this movie, when everybody had their doubts that this would work because he looks nothing like Mr. Fantastic. But contrary, he has the personality traits of Mr. Fantastic. He had that locked down. The introvert that Mr. Fantastic is, that's exactly what Pedro Pascal brought to the screen, man. He was just ranting on about all these scientific calculations, and he thought that everybody would get what he's talking about, and then they needed him to break it down in layman's terms every time. Like, just dumb it down for us, man. We don't know what the hell you're talking about. And he had to every single time, because he's always in his own head. And Pedro Pascal, he got that. He got that. He's a good actor. He's just not very sane, or I don't know how to put that. We don't like him in real life. We don't like the real Pedro Pascal. It's something off about the real Pedro Pascal. Just keep it real. Just keep it real, man. Yeah, it's a little. Anyways, he did a good job as Mr. Fantastic. He killed that. Maybe better than the other Fantastics.
I hate you!
Better than the other Reed. He's the best Reed. I can't believe I'm saying that. He is the best Reed out of all the other movies. Yeah, even the old school 2000 ones. Man.
Get out of here.
I don't know. He actually got it. Slightly better actor. I know. I can't believe I'm saying it either. Negatives. The Thing was underused. He was underused. I don't think he was used enough. That's what that means, of course. He barely did anything. Now he has a little backstory on him. Not too much backstory, but he had his own little storyline on the side and all that. And that's cool. That's cool. We know he has a love interest and all that going on. But other than that, when it came to fighting or actually helping out with the team, he barely did that. He barely did it. I want to see him fight, not blocking debris from falling on top of the innocent bystanders and crap like that. Don't care. Other than that, he barely did any of that clobbering he claims to do all the time. That was hardly a thing for him in the movie. I don't even understand what was going on with that choice. But nah, next time, use him a little more, please. Another negative. It pissed me off when the entire world was just ready to give up Franklin Richards
They must
to
die.
save the world. They were so mad that Fantastic Four would not give up Franklin Richards, the baby, the kid. They wanted them to say, hey, why don't you just give your kid up? What's wrong with you? Are you serious? Are you serious? You can't be serious. You cannot be serious. How could you ask someone else to give up their child like that and be extremely angry with them when they don't? That pissed me off. That really pissed me off right there. I don't like how unconcerned the world was for some heroes that's been saving their asses from day one. From the day that the first day they got their powers, they've been saving y'all ass. And you're just gonna sit there and be like, hey man, hey, give that kid up. And we know it's not our kid, but it's your kid, but give that kid up so our kids can live, please. What's the big deal? I don't like that. Nah, I don't like that, man. That had me a little pissed, a little steaming throughout the movie. I was steamed up. Really was, man. Another negative. Why were the Fantastic Four never mentioned in the MCU before? If they're MCU heroes, why have we never heard of these people? We've never heard of the Fantastic Four. Ever. It's odd. It's quite odd that right now we're just now hearing about this. Now I know Captain America was in that little ice capsule for like a long time. So maybe he came before Fantastic Four. I think he did. Did he? I don't know. But yeah, somewhere in between that, someone should have mentioned that. Unless they're from another universe. Are they? Is that what's going on here? Maybe that's it. But it's just kind of weird. It's just kind of all over the place with that. It's confusing that you would be, okay, this entire time, all these characters, and no one once ever said, hey, remember Fantastic Four? Remember those even the rock guy and the guy that's on fire and the one that could stretch his legs all the way out and all that stuff, and the other girl who you can't see? Man, what's going on with them? Nobody ever said one thing. Nobody ever asked one question about that. But I still got to give this a hell yes. This was a good movie. I was invested in this movie. Unlike Superman, but still a good movie, Superman. But this one, better movie. See this. Do see this movie. Press that like button. Share. You know what to do.